What is good, YouTube? My name is Mir Ross and welcome back to the Martial Consulting channel. In this video, I'm going to show you a clip that I've just recorded about resistance and pain and how to overcome it and how to actually grow your dojo. It's no fake bullshit. Now I'm sounding like a motivational guru right now. But if you stick with me and if you have the time to watch a 10-minute video which is not cut it heavily like most of the YouTube videos, it's going to hopefully help you with scaling your dojo. Alright, so welcome to the clip that you've been all waiting for. Today's video is going to be pretty interesting for most of you probably. It's a concept I have learned about last year. I think it was in October last year. So it's also pretty new for me, but it basically changed my life like forever until now. It's basically pretty simple once you understand it, and you'll be like, well, okay, yeah, that's obvious. But beforehand, it was like I always knew about it, but I never like really knew how it works and all that. So let's get started. So we have yourself down here as dojo owner. Again, please, or first of all, please ignore my awful drawing and don't hate me for it in the comments. Anyways, we got you as a dojo owner down here, and then your goal is up here, and then you have to do certain actions to get there in a certain time horizon. And then let's say you're currently at 3k per month and you want to get to per month that you want to get to, I don't know, 10k per month. 10k per month. Fuck, that looks fucking awful. Anyways, so you know that you have to do certain actions, that you need to do certain activities in order to get from 3k per month to 10k per month. And this line, if you can call it a line, basically represents sorry if my chair is kind of doing noise in the background. And then you need to do a certain action over a certain period of time. What most people would do now is they'll go super optimistic about that, think like, okay, well, this is going to take me, let's say, 4 months, and then I'll be at 10k per month. But I got quite bad news for you. It's probably not going to take you 4 months. It's going to probably take you more like, I don't know, 10 months? I don't know, something like that. And I don't know if you have heard about it before, but there's a saying that goes, the optimists die first. It's something they said in Auschwitz, a guy who or a guy who fled from there. I don't know if he fled from there or if he was rescued after the war. Anyways, and I also don't know the name, which is quite sad right now. But he said the optimists die first, and it basically said that all of the people in the camps back then, all the optimists who said like, well, the war will be over in 2 weeks and something like that, they were the ones that died first, and the ones who said, well, we don't know when the war's over, we have to see realistic. These were the ones that actually survived. It's basically like this. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, please, or if I've forgotten something, but it's basically the most important thing about it. And then it's the same thing here with business. Like, let's say, for example, these 4 months pass on and you're at, I don't know, you're after 4 months at, let's say, 5k per month. 5k. You're going to be like, well, this didn't go as well as I thought it would be. I thought I would be at 10k, now I'm only at 5k. What did I do wrong? But first of all, you forgot that you've made huge progress in 4 months, that you got from 3k to 5k and not 10k. What you need to basically start doing is that you need to basically start seeing your goals a little bit more pessimistic, because what is the worst thing that can happen if you say that it's going to take you 12 months and it's going to take you 10 months? The worst thing that can happen is that you get there in 12 months, basically. But if we use this example, you'll get there in 10 months. But the thing that's most people worry about is that they don't know when they're there. So most people, when they're starting a dojo and they're down here, they're just going to be super optimistic, they're going to be super motivated, and then they're going to rely on all of that motivation, which is basically the worst possible thing that you can do. So you're going to probably be like right now, well, Emil, that's cool. That's quite cool news that I have to be a little bit more pessimistic about my goals, but that's nothing really new for me. I'm already pretty good at setting realistic goals, which congratulations to you, first of all, because 99% of the people on this earth are pretty bad at it. But anyways, let's continue. this is a pretty simple concept to understand, I guess. And then we have a different one, which is we have you as Dojo owner again down here. Fuck, please ignore my awful drawings. And then we have the market or God basically up here, whatever you want to call it, market, God. And you basically need to do what the market says in order to get there. Because unless you do so, you will always be here at 3K per month, or you'll always go back to, I don't know, let's say we're here at 1K per month, because the market changes. Let's take COVID as an example. That was pretty recent. And so if you're not adapting to the market, you're going to lose in today's world. So, but what do I mean with this? It's like, yeah, well, that's also pretty simple to understand. It's pretty simple. It's common sense, basically. What I mean with this is that you have down here your emotional state. Let's say this is your emotional state, and then you have the market, and the market goes basically like this. And if we say now that you do everything that your emotional state says, then you're basically, when you're motivated, you're going to work up here, and then when you're demotivated, you're going to be working. You're not going to be working, so you're going to be down here, and then it's again you're a little bit motivated, and you're a little bit unmotivated. You're super motivated again, and then you have depressions. I don't know. And then yeah, it's always going up and down. And basically you have your baseline here. And then you're basically, sometimes you're working, sometimes you're not working, sometimes you're working a lot, sometimes you're not working at all, which is pretty bad. What we need to change is we need to get you out of your emotional state, and we need to get you to always work like this, to always work constantly. Because as long as this line is constantly going up, it's all good. I mean, sure, the line will probably be going like this, because we're humans, we're no robots. So you'll not be progressing constantly um, like this line here. You'll probably be having some downtimes here and there. But that's not worth, because if we look at this curve and this curve, this curve's way better than this. And how are you going to do this? How are you going to work like this, and basically not work like this? I mean, well, this one doesn't go up, so sorry for that. But I think let's mention that this one goes slightly up. I don't know. You get my point. You have to do what the market says. Here we have the market. I don't know if this is an arrow, but I wanna real quick just the right market. And then we have you. Fuck, bro, these drawings. Okay, guys, you can roast me in the comments for whatever. It's fucking worse. Sorry for that. Anyways, you have to do what the market says. Let's say you have to adapt to the market, and then let's say, for example, you're thinking about structuring the website for your dojo again, which you've already done last week, and then you're basically doing what you're feeling like right now, and then you're always staying at 1K per month. But let's say you're doing what the market says. For example, a recession is probably coming, and then you're trying to implement a kids program for your dojo, so that you're basically doing what the market says. So you'll get closer to 10K per month. You're not going to be there tomorrow or in 2 weeks or whatever, but you're going to be there someday if you're just doing what the market says, and if you're ignoring your emotional state. So the problem with this is that when you're doing what the market says, it's going to get hard for you as a human, because you're just a human being. And let's say you're doing everything up here, you're doing everything what the market says, etc., for a couple of days. But after a couple of days, the fire, like the resistance inside of you, gets super hard, because your current self down here is going to die, because you're making progress, which would lead you to a new self, basically to this one, to the one that makes 10K per month. But because your current self, it's also just a biological entity, it doesn't want to do that. It doesn't want to face the resistance, and it basically wants to stay down here, because let's be honest, you're living in a first world country, everything is going well, and you're probably having Maslow's hierarchy. I don't know if you know it. I'm just search it up. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. There we go. Here, basically, have the hierarchy of needs down here, and basically all of these needs are basically done for you. Like at least the bottom ones. So you're good. You're having a bed. You're having constant food. You're basically able to do whatever you want. You're not having to worry about reproduction. So your current self, or your current brain, which is still designed in the in the times when we were living in the animal kingdom, like 100,000 years ago, or something like that. Your brain is still designed like this, so your brain doesn't want to evolve. Like, there's a part of you which is resistance of fire, which doesn't want to evolve. So this brings us to the point that we can come to the conclusion that, yeah, you have to do certain actions in order to get from 3K per month to 10K per month, but we could replace this error here with a big wall of fire. Let's say that this is fire here. So you basically have to walk through fire in order to get to 10K per month, because your current self has to die, and to get to 10K per month, your 3K per month self has to die in order to get to this 10K per month self. I don't know if you get this point, but it's basically you just have to do the hard things when you're not feeling like them. This is basically the main message. It's pretty simple, but I think, or I hope that I'm drilling this point quite frankly a little bit home with this video, is that you need to go through the fire. Like, but I can tell you one thing, like up here, like here, when you're almost at the end, like you're 90% done and 10% are only missing, for example, or 95, whatever, the fire is going to be the hottest, and there's no lawyer who's going to get you out of there, who's going to get you out of the fire, who's going to get you out of the trial by fire, whatever. There's no one who's going to rescue you. There's no one who's coming to get you out there. You're basically all by yourself. It's you versus you. I think you heard this quote quite often. Anyways, yeah, I hope this video was a little bit helpful for you guys. Also, if you're already owning a dojo, you can check out the first link in the description. It's going to take you to a funnel, which is designed to get you to book a call with me or a member of my team. And yeah, anyways, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.